All right, what's going on, guys? So, in today's video, we are going to do a comparison of the new JBL lineup here in 2022. So, we are going to compare the JBL Live Pro 2, JBL Live Free 2, and the JBL Reflect Aero to hopefully help you guys decide which one is going to be the better option for you. So, what you're listening to right now is a microphone test of the JBL Live Pro 2. So, this should give you a general idea as to how you would sound if you choose to use these for phone calls. So now we've switched over to the JBL Live Free 2. As you can see, we are outdoors. There is a little bit of wind noise taking place. So this should give you a pretty good, real world example as to how you would sound if you choose to use these different earbuds for phone calls. So now we have switched over to the JBL Reflect Aero. These are more so catered to like athletes and the gym and working out. But anyway, again, this should give you an idea as to how you would sound if you choose to use these for phone calls.
So let's go ahead and talk about the charging cases. So with the Live Pro 2 as well as the Live Free 2, the charging cases are essentially the exact same. They're the same shape, basically the same size. So really no differences to be had there. With the Reflect Aero, it is a little bit larger, but not really by much. The main difference here is going to be this lanyard, which is attached, which is very convenient in case you want to attach it to like a gym bag or something like that. Now, one key difference here is that only the Live Pro 2 as well as the Live Free 2 support wireless charging. So if that's a must-have feature for you, those two are going to be the options that you want to consider. As far as the earbuds, obviously with the Live Pro 2, we have the stem style design. And then with the Reflect Aero, we have that earwing design. And then the JBL Live Free 2, pretty much your standard traditional earbud, no stems or anything like that. And they do seem to be the smallest out of the bunch, which does impact the overall fit, especially if you have small ears like myself. So we will talk about that here shortly. So when it comes to specs, all three of these are running Bluetooth 5.2. So in terms of the Bluetooth connection, you're not really making, any sacrifices no matter which way you go here. Now, when it comes to single usage mode, using one while the other remains inside of the case, again, all three have you covered. So if that is something that you tend to do with your earbuds, you really can't go wrong. Now, when it comes to battery life, the Live Pro 2 are leading the pack with around 10 hours on a single charge and a total of 40 once you factor in the case. Then comes the Live Free 2 with around 7 hours on a single charge and a total of 35 including the case. And then comes the Reflect Aero with around 8 hours on a single charge with a total of 24 including the case. They all three do support quick charging. So if you ever pick any of these earbuds up and they're completely dead, just 15 minutes will give you roughly 4 hours of listening time. Now, going back to the Bluetooth connections really quick, one key difference is going to be that the Live Pro 2 as well as the Live Free 2 support multi-point connection. So if you do a lot of multitasking where you're on your computer as well as your phone or your tablet or something like that, you do have the option with the Live Pro 2 as well as the Live Free 2 to be connected to two devices at the same time. All right. So that's going to be, like I said, super beneficial if you do a lot of multitasking between devices. With the Reflect Aero, that's not going to be an option. Now, when it comes to the water resistance, the Live Pro 2 as well as the Live Free 2 have an IPX5 water resistant rating, which means they can withstand sweat as well as light splashes of water. But neither one are pairs that you want to completely submerge in water. Now, when it comes to the Reflect Aero, these have a much higher and much stronger IP68 dust and water resistant rating. So if you're concerned about the longevity of your earbuds when it comes to like getting them wet, if you sweat very heavily and you want to use these during workouts, these are for sure going to have you covered much more than the Live Pro 2 or the Live Free 2. And technically these are fully waterproof. So if you drop these into water or something like that, as long as you take them out within a reasonable time, they should be good to go. Now let's go ahead and talk about the fit. So let's start off with the comfort. So for me, the JBL Live Pro 2 are the most comfortable earbuds out of the bunch. I think they do an amazing job of just resting right inside of your ear, and you really don't feel it when it's there. Now, on the other side, these are not the pair that I would grab when it comes to working out and things like that. They're not the most secure out of the bunch. So when it comes to working out and being active, obviously the Reflect Aero are going to have the advantage due to that ear wing design. But my ears are smaller, so the ear wing does help, but only to a degree since the size of the actual earbud is a little bit larger. It just doesn't fit as securely inside of my ear as I would like. So the smaller size of the Live Free 2 helps when it comes to that. So since they are a little bit smaller, I'm able to get them seated a little bit deeper into my ear, which ultimately gives me a more secure fit. So if you have medium to larger size ears, in terms of security, the Reflect Aero are obviously the choice to make. But if you have smaller size ears, I would say the JBL Live Free 2 have the advantage. So let's go ahead and talk about the most important aspect, which is going to be the sound quality. So most of you guys know I absolutely love JBL earbuds when it comes to sound. They have some of the most powerful, most dynamic sounding earbuds, and these three are no different. So starting off with bass, if your number one focus is bass, my recommendation would be the Live Pro 2. I think they have the overall best bass extension out of this lineup. So they pick up those lower frequencies very, very well. So again, if your number one focus is just hardcore bass, I would say pick up the Live Pro 2. Now, in terms of treble and clarity, I would give the nod to the JBL Live Free 2, especially once you make the necessary adjustments within the app. You get some very, very clean, very, very crisp vocals out of these. And they also have really, really good bass. Don't get me wrong. None of these are lacking in terms of bass, but I do think they have overall the best, treble and clarity out of this lineup. And then the Reflect Aero, they just kind of fall in the middle. Really good bass, really good mids and highs as well. But I would just put them in the middle between the Live Pro 2 and the Live Free 2. And then also, I would say that the Live Free 2 do seem to be the loudest. So if you're a volume junkie, you just like listening at very, very loud levels, I would recommend the Live Free 2. Now, as far as the active noise cancellation, all three of these earbuds are pretty much on the exact same playing field. So really no major differences. They all have really solid performance, and I would definitely say that they're in line with their respective price points. So you are getting your money's worth in terms of active noise cancellation with all three options. And with all three, you have the option of adaptive noise cancellation. So basically the earbuds themselves will adjust the level of noise cancellation based on your environment. And then they also give you the option to control exactly how much noise cancellation you want for yourself. And then when it comes to the ambient or transparency mode, I do feel like the Live Free 2 and the Reflect Aero draw in a little bit more of your surroundings compared to the Live Pro 2. But with that does come a little bit more of that white noise as well. So it doesn't sound quite as natural. But since you have the adjustable slider within the app for the transparency mode, you can adjust it and find a point that sounds the best to you. But nonetheless, all three of these options have you covered for those times that you need to hear your surroundings. So that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you found it to be helpful, and hopefully you can make a better informed decision on which of these JBL earbuds is the best for you. So do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, stay tuned for more.